I want you to think about the last time you used an AI agent. You opened a terminal, gave it a task, watched it work through a bunch of steps, and thought, yeah, okay, this is actually pretty impressive. The thing is, doing stuff. And then you closed the session, came back the next day, and it had absolutely no recollection of who you were, no memory of what you worked on, no awareness that made the same mistakes twice. It didn't remember your name, your projects, your preferences, nothing. You reward the first user, again, like Groundhog Day, but somehow less fun. That's the reality of most AI agents in 2026. They're stateless by design. Developers have been calling it architecture when it's really just amnesia with good branding. But I want to show you something that's been quietly taking over the AI agent world. I mean, this thing got hit 140,000 GitHub stars in under 3 months. It's called the Hermes Agent. It was built by Now's Research, and it's the first open source agent I've used that actually delivers on what agents were always supposed to be. So in this video, I'm going to break down the whole thing down, what it is, how it works, why the architecture is different, and what makes it genuinely worth your attention. So let's go. So what is Hermes Agent exactly? At its core, Hermes is an open source autonomous AI agent built by Now's Research. If you don't know Now's Research, they're the team behind some of the world's most capable open weight language models out there. The agent itself dropped in February 2026 and it caught fire almost immediately. 60,000 GitHub stars in the first 2 months. But at the time of making this video, it's the most used agent on OpenRouter. And NVIDIA put their own spotlight piece on it, which when that happens, you pay attention. But here's exactly what I actually want you to understand about Hermes, because this is where the descriptions get it wrong. It's not a coding copilot. It's not something you run inside VS Code or Cursor. It's not a chatbot with fancy API wrapper slapped around on it. Hermes is an autonomous agent that lives on your infrastructure, your server, your VPS, your local machine, your phone. Even it runs continuously. It learns from every session and it gets meaningfully better the longer you use it. The part that I think is genuinely rare in this space, it's fully open source under the MIT license. All your data lives on hardware you control. No telemetry, no tracking, no company in the cloud reading your task history. That combination, self-improving, persistent, private, open source, that's what makes it different. The memory architecture in Hermes is honestly the most sophisticated I've seen in any open source project in this space. And I want to be specific here because it has memory is something every AI product says now. ChatGPT says it, Claude says it, Cursor says it. But Hermes does it in different in three important ways. These are three layers. Layer one, working memory. This is your live session, what's happening right now, the active task, the tools in use, the current context, standard stuff. Layer 2 is a long-term memory. This is stored as plain markdown files directly in your folder called Hermes on your machine. Over time, this accumulates everything on your preferences, ongoing projects, your working style, things you told it about yourself. The longer Hermes runs, the richer the file gets. And because it's just a markdown on your machine, you can read it, you can edit, you can back it up, and you can delete it. You own it completely. Layer 3 is the episodic logs with full text search. Hermes uses SQLite with FTS5. That's full text research to index your entire session history. And when you ask it something, it runs a search across that history to surface relevant past context. It's not just storing everything blindly, it's actively retrieving the right things at the right moment. And sitting on top of all of this, it's something called Honcho, a dialect user modeling system. Basically, Hermes built its own running model of you as a person. Your goals, your patterns, your communication style, how you like things done, and it updates the model with every interaction. So the promise isn't just it remembers what you told it. It's the same agent that you talked to in the terminal this morning, available on your phone this afternoon with full context at the same continuous identity. That's fundamentally different. Here's something a lot of people don't realize about Hermes until they actually use it. It's built on a cron scheduler, which means you can set Hermes to do things proactively on a timer without you having to initiate anything. Like every morning at 7 a.m., check my email, summarize what's urgent, send me a message on Telegram. You can tell it this once and it just does it while you're asleep, while you're traveling, while you're in a meeting. It runs on your server and it executes the job on schedule. That shifts Hermes from a reactive tool, to something you talk to when you need it, to a proactive one. An agent that's working constantly in the background without you having to babysit. The infrastructure flexibility here is genuinely impressive. You can run Hermes on a local Linux or a Mac OS machine, a WSL2 environment on Windows with a native Windows support in early beta, your Android phone via Terminix, same install command, and it auto detects the environment, a $5 per month VPS, that's it. The $5 serverless cloud with Daytona or Moodle, where it costs almost nothing when you are not actively using it. And getting it to run, one command. That's it, 60 seconds, it's set up. Everything's automatically. Dependencies, configurations, all of it. You don't have to touch anything manually. Okay, so let's talk about practical day-to-day experience using Hermes. Because this is where it stops being cool architecture and demo and it becomes something you actually want to run. Hermes connects to all your messaging platforms through one single gateway process. We're talking Telegram, Discord, WhatsApp, Signal, Microsoft Teams, and your CLI. And again, this is the same agent on all of them. Same memory, same skills, same understanding of who you are. You're not running separate bots. It's one brain accessible from everywhere. And in terms of what it actually can do, Hermes ships with over 70 built-in tools, file systems, access, and manipulation, web search browsing, code execution, terminal commands, calendar tools, and full MCP integration, which means you can connect Hermes to any MCP server and expand its capabilities with external tools and services. This is completely model agnostic. You pick your provider, Now's Portal, OpenRouter, OpenAI, Anthropic, or any compatible API endpoint. If you want to run it locally with Gwen 3 or Llama, totally supported. If you want to run it on NVIDIA hardware, it's optimized for that too. Not locked into anything. This is a reoccurring theme with Hermes. You are in control of the hardware, the model, your data, integration. Alright, I just want to take a minute here before we wrap up because I think this is actually very important. If you just watched all of this and you're like, I kind of get it, sounds perfect, but I just don't know how to actually start, that's a real gap between understanding, guys, and being able to use it. And this is why I'm building a complete Hermes Agent series right here on this channel. Not a 10-second overview, but a real practical hands-on series where we go from zero to fully running a customized Hermes setup together. We're going to go through installation walkthrough, then connecting it to Telegram so your agents always message away from where you were, and then memory and skill systems. Then we automated scheduling, so building workflows while you're offline, and then MCP integration, how to hook Hermes into external tools and seriously expand what it can do. And then depending on what you guys want, we can do that as well. And then every video is going to be practical, no fluff, no hand waving, just real setups that actually work. So if that sounds like something you want, hit the subscribe, hit the bell. The series is coming soon. I generally don't want you guys to miss the beginning of it. And drop a comment right now and tell me, what do you want to learn first? Installation, memory systems, Telegram setup. I'm building the series in the order around what you guys actually want to know. So answers that actually matter here. So to bring everything together real quick, Hermes Agent is a self-hosted, open-source, autonomous agent that was built by Now's Research. It has 3 layers of memory system that builds real model of who you are. It writes, improves the skills. It runs on scheduled jobs proactively while you're offline. It talks through Telegram, Discord, Slack, WhatsApp. Same brain everywhere. It installs in 60 seconds on basically hardware you already have. It had 140,000 GitHub stars in 3 months. NVIDIA spotlighted it. It's the most used agent on OpenRouter right now, and we're still in the very, very early days of this thing. The people who learn how to use Hermes well right now, how to set it up properly, how to structure memory, how to build workflows and compounds, those are the people that are going to have serious advantage as it becomes part of their everyday work.